Hello, my friends, and welcome once again to Happy Brain, Happy Life. My name is Dr. Myrelis Aponte, Dr. Mimi for many of you, and I am excited to have another great episode where I'm going to share with you little secrets, little strategies, but simple enough that you're able to understand your brain to improve the way you think, feel, and act. How about that? So, during our episodes, one of the things that I want is to bring, yes, neuroscience to you, but in the simplest of ways. How every day on everyday life, we're able to apply brain science in our daily living so that we can improve. Listen, who wouldn't want better memory, better cognitive ability, more attention, more concentration, more energy? Would you like to have that? So let's get started. Today, I want to concentrate on talking about how to create homeostasis. Now, I have talked about this term before because actually my Spanish book is called homeostasis. And the reason for this is because homeostasis is actually the way our cells in our body finds stability within the system. And what does that mean? Stability is going to show health. Stability is going to show all the functions working properly so that we can execute, so that we can do and have our daily living activities the way we want them. So, what I want you to think about is what things do we do on a daily basis that do not help on that stability, right? And there are plenty of things that we do nowadays. Now, maybe back in the day, right, way before modernization and industrialization and everything being, active and busy, we used to live lives that were more in tone with or in tune with nature, right? We would wake up when the sun comes up. We would go to sleep when the sun comes down. We would, be engaged in activities as to feeding and clothing ourselves and some physical activity that was involved in that. But typically, we were not as busy with the amount of hours that we are currently in. Anybody who is successful and anybody who has, a family nowadays will live a very pretty hectic, busy life, I would say. So consider this as we consider this term homeostasis, right? Homeostasis is critical to maintaining proper function, not only of our brain health, but our overall health. And what that means is that our body looks to keep an internal environment stable depending on what those external environment input it's giving us. So if we are not getting, for example, let's start with something like proper sleep. If we don't get proper sleep, our cells don't get to restore overnight, to repack, to detox during the night. And then if what happens in the morning, we don't have the proper stability to function in a stressful or busy or just over occupied life. So we have to be very concerned about how we are creating homeostasis in our daily living. And there are plenty of easy ways to do this in a way that we can just incorporate it in life. And I am sure that you are already incorporating this in your life in many ways. Now we can always make it better, right? If we're good, we can go to better and to great, right? And so let's think today. I want you to think about that. Think about what processes, what things do you do on your daily living that impact maybe your homeostasis, right? Your body homeostasis. And this is going to incorporate your brain homeostasis. So to create homeostasis in the brain, I mentioned sleep because it's actually key to our cells getting that restoration overnight. We certainly don't want to say, okay, so now we want to sleep as much as we want. And I know that that is not the life we're living, right? We are living in a modern life, in a modern style. And so we are able to create homeostasis. And it's going to be important because it does not mean that the more you work, the more effective you are. right? So I want you to find ways that you can create homeostasis throughout the day so that you can value how important is your cognitive ability to be effective, how important it is that your mood is stable so that you're able to perform in meetings, you're able to perform, I mean, in different ways. If you're a neuro coach or a coach like me or a psychologist, you certainly need to be thinking, always thinking of solutions, always thinking of problem solving, always thinking outside, like how people call it, outside of the box, or I would say without a box, right? And so if you need that, then you need attention concentration. Maybe you're an artist and you need attention to detail. Maybe you are an engineer or an architect and you need that precision on your processes. And now your brain is tired and you're not able to function well. So sleep is key, honestly. And I want you to aim for 6 to 8 hours. I can assure you, really highly successful people sleep the proper amount of time. Listen to this. Highly successful people sleep the proper amount of time. Now, what it is for you, what it is for your body to be restored, is probably a little bit more independent than other people. In some countries, one of the things that they do to kind of balance out or create this homeostasis is that they do have a break time in the middle of the day. So let me tell you an example. Many places like Spain will have a block of 2 hours where people really don't do anything. They don't even, it's like a rest time from like 2 to 4 o'clock. There's nothing going on. And then everything wakes up after 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then they go until very late at night. So what happens is, your body is able, your cells are able to restore, to re-engage and balance out those chemicals in your brain that need to be there to be effective, right? So we have talked about neurotransmitters, the different roles of neurotransmitters. I want you to understand that they continue to work even while you sleep, right? So we want to be able to create that balance out. So sleep is key. I have to say, that's why today I do start with sleep. Some people tell me, well, I really can't sleep more than 6 hours. I want you to find then, if that is the case, I want you to really look at your agenda. I want to really look at why you think there can't be 6 hours. I want you to take a look at, what am I really doing before bed? At what time am I going to bed? And also think of, if you have a sleep routine. Many people have very difficult time because you do not have a sleep hygiene. Now, that's a topic I'm going to be teaching about later on in a different episode, but sleep hygiene is key to effective sleep. And so routines during sleep time are key to being effective in creating homeostasis on a daily basis. And I have to tell you, those of you who are moms, and I've mentioned this before, we have so much lack of sleep due to caring of our babies, of our kids when they're sick and when things happen in the middle of the night. I mean, you're constantly breaking those cycles of sleep. So that's why you can see a lot of fatigue, tiredness, lack of focus, lack of, loss of multitasking, which multitasking is really not good for your brain, but we do it on the type of life that we currently have. And so make sure that you're creating those spaces for that, for that homeostasis. Now, number two is, homeostasis is created by the flow of the chemicals in our cells, right? So they kind of balance out. We have too much of positive things or negative things. We go ahead and balance them out inside our cells, inside and outside. So it's a cross of chemicals throughout our cells. I'm not going to go into the deep details of the science of it, but understand that this flow of chemicals are constantly moving between cells so that we can create that equilibrium, right, or balance. And so for that to happen, there's certain things besides sleep that need to impulse the production of these neurochemicals. And one of the best medicines out there, and the cheapest, I would say, is exercise. So please, 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 you have to incorporate physical activity. And when I mean exercise, I don't mean going to the gym for an hour. You don't have to go to the gym. I personally do not like going into a gym and working on a machine. That is not my style. You will really, my husband tries to push me to do that. And I might go once in a year because I really do not enjoy. That's not something that's pleasurable to me. For me, I need outdoors. I need other type of movement. And so I use either swimming, I use horseback riding, I use movement outside. I love dancing. So that is one of the ways that I also use to keep myself healthy. So exercise is the best medicine for your body, for any kind of aches and pains and everything. I really get mesmerized at people that tell me, well, this hurts here and that hurts here and then there's here, so I can't move. Listen, there are exercises that you can even do while sitting down. So there is no excuse for you not to incorporate some level of movement. And I would say that in 99.9% of medical conditions, movement is key. Okay. Movement is going to allow blood circulation, blood flow, and your brain gets oxygenated. And so with that in mind, take, you know, take consideration of everything that gets improved. There is that, the chemicals in your brain are derived from that capability of you producing the neurochemicals that are going to give you information. And actually that's kind of called the brain derived neurotropic factor, right, which can actually support growth and health of your brain cells. And so aim for at least some kind of 30 minutes of moderate movement. Okay, it's not about walking. If you walk at work every day, um, and your body has already gotten accustomed to that, and you say, but I work so many hours, I walk so many hours of the day already, I move this, I move that, you are going to notice that your body gets very used to the same movements. And so it is just going to develop the same consistency, so that eventually that exercise is not going to make you lose weight. It's not going to make you, it's still going to oxygenate you probably a little bit, but you won't see differences in the level of calorie burning that you're doing a day. And so make sure that you're at least keeping yourself active for at least 30 minutes. I love my watch. I really, I put it on in a way. And I know, right, it's technology but I use it every day to keep me focused. I do have, since I had my kids, I have focus issues, like my frontal lobe certainly took a toll once I got pregnant. And the neurotransmitters that got triggered with all of that really kind of affected how my frontal lobe worked in terms of attention concentration. And so I have to be and keep myself very focused on keeping myself active. And my watch just consistently reminds me of, don't forget to move, don't forget to breathe. This is how far you've come today. And it just helps my frontal lobe keep focused on, yes, I still need to do more for my brain today. So think about that. And there's two more things that we're going to talk about, but as we kind of come up with understanding homeostasis is nutrition. What is the range of function? How much are you including vitamins, minerals, and essential fatty acids into your diet, right? Eating really a diet rich in just whole nutrients and dense foods like fruits and vegetables and whole grains and lean proteins, can support that brain homeostasis. And so certainly omega-3 fatty acids are key. These are found in salmon, and obviously find the best sources. I love using nuts, and I don't know, but I have become crazy about walnuts. But if you ever open it, and I shared a picture of that in one of my social media, if you open a walnut and you look at it, what does it look like? Actually, it looks like a brain. It does look like, like a brain inside. And so rich in omega acids, fatty acids. And so there are plenty of things actually in our program, uh, uh, Brain Fit and Brain Smart. We teach people how to incorporate instead of take away immediately. I know it's very hard when you've been doing something for a long time to just cut it out. We really teach you to incorporate new things into your brain health diet. And we actually do it by sharing with you a whole list of things that you need to look at and see which things you already like that are brain health, friendly, right? And that actually helps more in your incorporating. And as you incorporate and your brain starts feeling better, you start taking away the things that certainly are not doing good to your brain. So there's plenty of strategies that we can use to do that. And last but not least for today, understand that we need to work on stress management. We need to understand what stress is really like. How is it incorporated into your life? Stress is not bad. There's different kinds of stress. But if you live within the negative, right, the distress, the negative type of stress on a daily basis, and you say, well, I'm already used to living under stress, that is a big problem. That is a really big problem because you have not become conscious about the level of, lethality, literally, that this can be in your life. Stress can cause significant issues in our immune system. It certainly causes a cortisol to be all, very raised, and cortisol, it's extremely bad for many conditions, such as immunosuppressed conditions, cancer. I mean, certainly it's not a benefit in any cognitive decline conditions as well. So think of what are we doing that we're getting used to living under stress, that it's not a proper thing. What is most proper is that you become conscious about how much stress do I really live under and what things can I do to manage my stress around, right? And to find homeostasis in my daily living. I actually use a number of uh, things to help with stress, right? So chronic stress, really remember, can have negative effects in your brain, and it can impair your memory. It can increase the risk of depression and anxiety. So when we manage it and we use techniques like, meditation, prayer, I use prayer as mine, right? Deep breathing, spending time in nature, outside in nature is, for me, one of my choices, one of my best choices to manage stress. Engaging in hobbies, that where you're spending time with loved ones, with other people. And us as a family, you can see all throughout social media, we are always, our goals as a family are very important because it keeps us uh, consistently emotionally under homeostasis. Homeostasis is not just about, your brain and your brain chemicals. It's about how your life and everything around your life and everything around that environment is provoking homeostasis in your body and brain. And so there's plenty of things that you can do. I don't tell you do just this. I tell you go and find out what works for your body, what works for your brain. I told you the gym doesn't work for me, but swimming works for me, but dancing works for me. Spending time with my family works for me. We just had an amazing weekend doing shows with the horses, and we just had the best time we can. We feel over the moon after a fantastic weekend. So what are you spending time in to provoke homeostasis in your life? There are plenty of other things you can do, to support your brain with certain nutrients. Examples of that are, magnesium, which can support actually relaxation during sleep quality and improve your sleep quality. There's also, and I use this one a lot, adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha and rhodiola. I love rhodiola. I need needed for my focus and attention and concentration. And these can help you adapt to stress. We totally are able to create that for our own. So, creating homeostasis in the brain is really essential. It's essential for proper function, for overall health, and get enough sleep, do exercise, move regularly, eat proper nutrients, manage your stress, hydrate. We didn't talk about hydration today, but certainly one that you want to consider because your cells need it. So make sure you take care of your health. Take care of your brain. The more you know how you're going to find how you are in a homeostasis state when you feel you know, more focused, energetic, when you feel like, you're gaining your memory back, like you're gaining your abilities back, that's when you know you've made enough changes for your brain to feel as happy as you can be. So that's why we want to help you create a happy brain so you can create happy life. I hope that you have enjoyed learning with me today. I love sharing some of the things with you. And please, give us a like and share if you've enjoyed, and give me a comment, but also ask me your questions. I want to know what you want to know about your brain so I can continue to share with you, and see you on the next time. Take care.